offensively, they look nothing short of explosive. And Josh Allen is clearly the leading candidate for the league MVP. That's where I'm at with it. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. We'll keep it rolling, guys. Quarterback Patrick Mahomes, as we mentioned, has a high ankle sprain that the Kansas City Chiefs didn't think was so bad. A source telling our Adam Schefter on Monday the Chiefs will evaluate Mahomes through the week to determine if he has a chance to play Saturday against Houston Texans. The Chiefs then will face the Pittsburgh Steelers on Christmas Day. Here's what Marcus Spears had to say on what he would do with Mahomes.
Sit him down. Sit him down. Forget being cautious. Sit him down. Look, home field advantage don't mean nothing if he ain't healthy. Patrick Mahomes is going to be the reason that Kansas City wins the Super Bowl if it happens. It ain't nothing else. So as far as that decision that you need to make, and I get it, you might want these home games, all that. If he can't go or is going to be hampered, sit him down until the playoffs.
All right. Go sit down somewhere, Shannon. What do you think? You on board with Swagoo?
Nah, I don't know if I'm going to sit him all three of those games. Obviously, Saturday game, you get 1 day less recovery if it was a Sunday game, and then you turn around and play again on Christmas Day. That's asking an awful lot of somebody that has an ankle sprain. And we know he had that ankle injury last year, Stephen A., and the offensive line is worse this year than it was last year. And he seems to be compromised because he's missing throws down the field that he never would have missed in years past. The question is, I think for me, how healthy is he going to be healthy enough? If he can play Saturday, I think they play him Saturday, win that game. Because, Stephen A., I want to try to play as few games as possible to get to the Super Bowl, especially if I can play those games at home. Now, obviously, I want to be the number 1 seed, get that bye, play 2 games, win 2 games, I'm in the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. But even if I'm not the number 1 seed, still, if I could just play 2 games and get to the Super Bowl, I like that. Right. The last thing I want to do is have to take my show on the road, right, and multiple times. So with that being said, I'm not going to sit him. I'm not going to sit him for the entire playoffs. I don't want him with that kind of rust. I just can't have that. Would I be surprised if he plays Saturday? I would not.
Here's the big problem with the Marcus Spears take, because I agree with you, Shannon, for the most part. Here's the deal. Marcus Spears, this is ESPN's fault. You know, I mean, Marcus Spears, I don't know if you sometimes he's huffing and he's puffing, you know what I'm saying? And when you got to travel and you make him come to studio instead of letting him chill in Dallas or meet y'all on the road at Monday night events, something happened to him. Something happened. He got contaminated by the studio, Bristol Studios. Something wrong with Marcus Spears.
I like the shot. It was RC and Swagoo solo in the studio. I'm like, what's happening?
Something was wrong with Swagoo. That makes no sense whatsoever. Sitting Patrick Mahomes out for the rest of the regular season, why would you do that? That makes no sense whatsoever. Now, I don't agree.
Called rest?
I would not play him the next game. Mm-hmm. But I'd play him Christmas Day against Pittsburgh. If he says he's okay, I'd definitely give a short week. I'd give him this week off. Okay. Damn it, Carson Wentz is a veteran. Now, I understand it's a lot to ask. I understand. I ain't expecting much. But damn it, it's rest. I'm 13-1. I'm 13-1, okay? I should be. I can't find a way to try and win a game without you. And if I can't win a game, all right, listen, 1 game, Shannon.
No.
1.
You're not winning 1 game without Patrick Mahomes.
He has played. Okay,
they
fine.
They win by 1 score,
listen. He has played.
Always.
He has played every game. He's had ankle sprains before. I get that. But because of how suspect the offenses look this year,
yes,
because of it, I'm like, wait a minute now. I'm going to put him out there. Hell, they ain't protecting him that well.
True.
They ain't protecting him that well. He got hit 12 times, 21 pressures this past weekend on Sunday against the Cleveland Browns. Well, no joke when it gets to the quarterback. I'm just saying to you, I'm going to look at him and I'm going to give him that rest for this 1 game. And then I make sure I give him back, have him more ready to go against Pittsburgh than he would this coming weekend on a short week.
That's fair, Shannon.
I think that here's the problem that you run into. All 3 of these teams can come get the quarterback. All 3 of these teams are pressure teams.
Yeah. Okay.
And when you're dealing with pressure teams, a suspect offensive line on a hobble, because when you're on the Serengeti, what they attack? The weak. Yeah. The young and the old. That's what we go after. We want an easy kill. Man, I ain't got time to be chasing no 2-year-old that's in his prime.
Which is why you don't put Patrick Mahomes out there, because he can't move.
Hey.
All right.
Let Carson Wentz go out there, earn a paycheck for 1 week. Let him run for his life. We ain't going to miss him that much if he ends up going down. I mean, come on. Let him do something. Do something other than hold the damn clipboard. You a former start quarterback in the league. You
do realize that, think about it, no other quarterback is going to be 13-3 behind that offensive line. Only Patrick Mahomes.
I'm not asking them to be 13.
All right,
13-1. I'm not asking them to be 13-12. I'm asking them to go out there, get a man to break. All you've been doing is holding the clipboard.
I get it. We got the clipboard. We're in the Serengeti. I get everything that's happening.
You ain't got no chance of winning. You know you're not going to win this game, right?
Just throw him out there. Throw him out there. Come back,
I want to talk no excuses. So we've got a hobbled Patrick Mahomes.
Yes.
Who has no excuses?
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar
Jackson for me.
You go for Lamar. We don't have any excuses. I mean,
Zero.
he's a two-time MVP. He's smack dab in another MVP discussion this year. They have.
I'm not talking MVP. I'm talking getting past Kansas City in the playoffs.
Oh, that's Lamar Jackson. No.
Yeah, you knew what I was saying.
Yeah. This is Lamar Lear, because and like I said, the problem that Lamar has is that as great as he's been in the regular season, we haven't seen that many opportunities of him to be great in the postseason, especially last year.
Postseason losses on Lamar entirely.
Let me ask you a question: are the regular season wins on Lamar entirely?
Fair enough. I know. What's your expression? We can't accept.
No.
What is it? We can
in a loss that we'd accept in a win.
Yep.
Vice versa.
Yeah.
Shannon, I'm learning from you. The school of Shannon Sharpe.
But think about, look at these five. I mean, the man has another 5 touchdown performance with fewer incompletions than touchdown passes. We just need to see him have those type of games when it matters the most.
It's just interesting to me that you guys go to Lamar Jackson and not Josh Allen.
I'm going to tell you why. Because we will never get over. Not only that, Shannon's right. We don't need to be holding on to it. Just like we don't hold on to Joe Burrow beating Patrick Mahomes, and then he can go out there and not come through in winning situations. Or even though he's got great numbers this year, we got to look at Josh Allen and can't hold on to it forever. But his performance in that playoff game against Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City was a big deal, because it literally came down to who was going to have the ball last.
Correct.
And he actually was supposed to win that game. And Patrick Mahomes, the greatest of Mahomes defense couldn't stop. They had 13 seconds. 13 seconds and couldn't stop Patrick Mahomes. That is ridiculous, because basically, for all intents and purposes, Josh Allen had won that game. It's just that Patrick Mahomes had the ball last. We remember that. What we see from Lamar Jackson, career in the playoffs, 2-4 record, 57% completions, 9 touchdowns, 9 turnovers, 26 sacks, a QBR of 75.7. You can't be a 2-time league MVP.
Yes,
and you 1-5 against Patrick Mahomes. You got to get it done. You got to get it done.
And that's the thing, Molly, that Lamar has working against him. He's a 2-time league MVP. There haven't been very many of those. And normally 2-time league MVPs, they play with. We did the same thing with Patton.
I feel like he has a different skill set than Patrick Mahomes. Than Josh Allen.
Yes.
And that's why I feel like he deserves a little more of a pass than Josh Allen. For Josh Allen, it's like, what's the excuse?
Josh Allen. Well, here it is. 2 things.
Josh got no MVP.
2 things. First of all, Josh don't have any MVPs. Number 1. Number 2, Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis are going. We were expecting Buffalo to take a dip. We expected Baltimore to take a step up.
Not everybody did.
Yes, they did.
Not everyone liked the Derrick Henry move. No, a lot of people. When it first started, tell him, when that first started with the two of them, they were like, how's this offense going to work? With Lamar Jackson, a running quarterback, and Derrick Henry. A lot of people, Stephen A., a lot of people thought it wasn't the right move, and it wasn't clicking right away. You know I'm right.
I don't know you're right. Stop saying I know you're right.
It wasn't the move. It was how they were using it.
Yes, they didn't know how to make it work.
They put him in the
Thank you.
Season. The question was about the numbers. Was there going to be a drop-off in Lamar Jackson's statistical level?
I remember Dan Orlovsky being on the show and saying the Ravens are taking a step back.
We don't count him when it comes to quarterbacks. He gets emotional. The point that I'm trying to make to you is that we looked at it and we say the numbers were going to dip, but we expected them collectively as a team to be better. So if you're looking at Lamar Jackson, you're saying to yourself, wait a minute now, you got to show up and handle your business in this competition. Josh Allen has already shown he can do that. We're waiting to see that from
I'm done with this conversation. Let's talk about the NBA.
Lamar has 34 passing touchdowns, Molly, with 3 picks.
I just feel like we're so hard on Lamar.
No, because you get once you.
Hey there, Chiefs fan. We've got some big news to talk about today, and I want your thoughts on it. So, stick around, because this is going to be a roller coaster. First things first, Patrick Mahomes, our MVP, the heart and soul of the Kansas City Chiefs, got banged up in Sunday's game against the Browns. Tests on Monday confirmed it's a mild high ankle sprain. Yep, a sprain, but before you start panicking, let's break it down together. Now, let me ask you this. How important do you think Mahomes is to our chances of winning in the upcoming games? Do you think the Chiefs can pull it off without him? I've set up a poll right here. Go ahead and cast your vote. Alright, let's talk specifics about Mahomes' injury. The tests confirmed it's a mild high ankle sprain, and while that might sound scary, it's not the end of the world. Here's what happened. During the second half of Sunday's game, Mahomes was hit hard. One defender went low, the other high, just as he threw an incomplete pass. You've probably seen the replay a dozen times by now. But if not, picture this. Our QB goes down awkwardly, and suddenly, the entire stadium holds its breath. So, what does mild high ankle sprain mean? It's an injury that can be tricky because it affects stability and mobility, two things Mahomes absolutely needs to work his magic. But here's some good news. The initial prognosis says he's week to week, and sources believe he'll be fine in the long run. That's a relief, right? Now, I want to hear from you. Do you think Mahomes should play it safe and sit out the next game against the Texans, or should he suit up if he feels ready? Drop your vote in the comments and tell me why. Alright, Chiefs fan, let's talk about what's next. With Mahomes' status uncertain, things could get a little complicated for the team. Here's the situation. This week, we host the Houston Texans on Saturday, and just a few days later, it's Christmas Day in Pittsburgh against the Steelers, back-to-back games. Short turnaround, it's a tough schedule, even if Mahomes were 100%. Now, if Mahomes isn't ready to go, the responsibility falls on our backup, Carson Wentz. I know, he's no Mahomes, but let's give the guy some credit. Wentz has experience, and he's been in big games before. The question is, can he step up and lead this offense? What do you think? Drop a comment below or vote. Do you believe Carson Wentz can carry the Chiefs through these next games? Yes or no? Here's another angle to think about. If Mahomes plays hurt, is it worth the risk? Sure, we need these wins to stay on top, but is it better to rest him now and have him 100% for the playoffs? Tough call, right? And don't forget, the Texans may not have a great record, but they're unpredictable, and the Steelers. They'll be looking to play spoiler on Christmas Day. These are must-win games for us, no doubt about it. Let's be real, Patrick Mahomes isn't just the quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs, he's the engine, the spark, the game changer. Without him, the team feels ... different. You've seen it. His ability to make impossible throws, extend plays, and rally the team is unmatched. Losing him, even for one game, feels huge, doesn't it? But here's some good news. Sources say he's going to be fine in the long term, and that's a massive relief. Think back to those clutch moments like his heroics in the Super Bowl. Remember how he turned the tide when it mattered most. That's the Mahomes magic we all know and love. Now, I want to hear from you. What's your favorite Mahomes moment? Maybe it's one of those no-look passes or a game-winning touchdown. Share it in the comments below, I'll be reading them all. So, where does this leave us, Chiefs fan? Sure, Mahomes' injury is a setback, but if there's one thing we know about this team, it's that they don't back down from a challenge. Whether it's Carson Wentz stepping in or Mahomes making a speedy recovery, the Chiefs have the heart, talent, and resilience to keep pushing forward. Here's what I need from you. Stay tuned. We'll keep you updated on Mahomes' progress and how the team is preparing for these crucial games. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss a thing. And before you go, drop your predictions for the Texans and Steelers games in the comments. Who's stepping up, and how do you see it playing out? Let's hear it. We're in this together. Chiefs Kingdom. Let's go get it.